Well, hey there, folks. It's Shad and Danny. It's Bronco Planet once again, coming off a Thursday edition of NFL football, Shad, which could be best described as crap.
Crap, yes. The D for Denver stand for dump, because the Broncos took a big dump on that game. And what a shame, what a shame. You know, I guess what we thought we would lose.
You said dump, not dump, but I'm still with you.
Dump,
I'm
dump.
right there. Yeah,
with a big piece of corn in it. That's how gross it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, the bottom line is, hey, we anticipated losing the Indy game, right?
Mm-hmm.
We anticipated losing in New England. You know, and I even anticipated us losing an AFC West game at some point.
Probably more to the Chiefs in December.
Chiefs,
away,
maybe some game away, you know, but you're not going to lose a game, you know, at home to the Chargers. But you know what? When our leader, the leader of our team, number 18, who showed a lot of fortitude the previous week, showed him how he could play in the cold, starts harping right away like, oh, boy, we got this short week. I mean, I went right to Pussyville. That's what happened. And all the other, you know, Broncos bought in on it, and everybody's complaining, hey, by the way, the Chargers only had a short week, too. And on top of that, they got to travel. So, absolutely disappointed that everybody whined about it all week. They seem flat. See, I mean, that defense is a train wreck, Danny. Well, I don't know. We got some things to fix between now and the playoffs.
Obviously, you know, the Chargers are playing for something, but newsflash here, Denver, so are you. You know, we harped about how we hated going into Arrowhead in the month of December. You know what's worse than that, Chad?
Going to New England in the playoffs
in January, absolutely, that is a must not happen. And the Broncos, just like you said, they just flat took a dump, laid an egg, call it what you want to call it. But all facets, you know, of the ball of the football game, Chad, was just it was horrible. It was so bad. I wasn't even mad. I wasn't even pissed. I was dumbfounded, just like I'm looking at a shiny object that I can't explain.
Yeah, well, I was very pissed.
Yeah.
Still pissed. And I don't know, some things that really bothered me. When your team is struggling to get off the field, your defense is just dying to get off the field. They're not doing a good job. And by the way, Phillip Rivers, as much as we hate that goofy guy, and boy was he animated, he's just such a clown. Have to put up with that. You finally stop him, and then you have Nate Irving, what may be the boner play of the century, jumps off sides on a punt.
First down.
Just unfreaking believable.
Well, and what did that equate to? The Broncos getting the ball all of a minute during the whole third
7 minutes gone. They didn't score, but 7 minutes you took away from Peyton Manning. And by the way, here's a news flash, Broncos. You need 11 players on the field at once. How many had to waste a timeout 1 or 2 times? You know, they challenged. They got 12. We need, and I don't know, Broncos, pay attention here. It could be Danny. It could be me. It could be anybody. It could be somebody who's half blind. We need somebody in the booth that knows how to freaking know when to challenge. Every team we play wins challenges. We don't challenge when we're supposed to. There was a chance for the Broncos to challenge that game. Wouldn't have been a big deal, but they missed it. And every other coach out performs us when it comes to looking at reviewing things in the booth. So I don't know if you got a little black and white television back there. I don't know if you're not watching or watching at home, but there's some obvious things that the Broncos are just, you know, struggling on right now in coaching.
And honestly, let's give credit, Shad, where credit's due, as we have given credit as a team win. This was definitely a team loss. I mean, everything was just, you know, that first series, we thought, okay, here we go again. Overdrive engaged, autopilot on, things are looking good. March right down the field, hang 7 on them, and you know, then we wait and see what the defense is going to do. But you know, right after that, and even the announcers were saying, when's the last time you saw Peyton go 3 and out 3 times in a row? It just doesn't happen. You are the most prolific offense in the NFL with the most prolific weapons of any team in the NFL. And it just, you know, like you said, a quick trip to Pussyville, and we were left with what we got, which was almost embarrassing shit.
Yeah, and I think, you know, people got mad at the Peyton interception. Well, guess what? You got a double team going on there. Clark and Beatles got this guy, let him go right through, and the guy hits his arm. That's not Peyton's fault.
No, it's not.
But what is Peyton's fault, and our offensive coordinator, Adam, pay attention here. Demaryius Thomas is a playmaker. You threw the ball to him 5 freaking times in that game. Where's Eric Decker, who's been on a streak? You barely throw to him. A lot of dink and dunk, a lot of the sissy stuff. And here, I can guarantee you, almost 98% of the time, the Broncos get the ball inside the 5 or 10, they're going to run on first down. And I know what you're saying out there. Hey, let's give them a little room. Get out there. Hey, you're 2nd and 9 is what you are 90% of the time. Maybe 2nd and 8. And do you really want to be 2nd and 8? Fake it some, throw some passes, do some. Was expecting to see Tammy way more involved. I think Caldwell, kudos to Caldwell, and had a good game.
Yeah, absolutely. Kudos to Caldwell. But honestly, if we're giving kudos to Caldwell, that's a problem. That means your superstars have done dick.
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened on Thursday night.
Well, you know,
talk about the defense. How about Von Miller? How'd he do, Shaddy?
Von Miller, once again, non-existent, late in the game when you need him. And I think Von's got to figure out a way to get pressure up the middle. Almost every good quarterback we face, whether it's Rivers, whether it's Manning, not Manning,
Brady.
That'd be hard to face him. But Brady, they all, you know, and Manning does the same thing, goes back and steps up right in the pocket. Every time they go so wide that they're just let them go wide and they push them out. And they throw it and you got no chance. Where's the disruption up the middle? Sylvester Williams, good job on the run. Von Miller actually had some good tackles along the line early in the game. But at the end of the game, when you need it, when somebody needs to make a play, there's nobody doing it. No interceptions, no causing a fumble. We seem to have a lot of players hit the helmet on our footballs, and our running backs seem to drop a fair amount. Where's that happening? Because there wasn't.
I certainly feel the effects, and I think a lot of out there in Bronco land will agree. No Kevin Vickerson is a big deal because he is a disruptor. No Derek Wolfe out again.
Mystery illness.
Mystery illness, obviously feeling the ill effects of that. Sylvester Williams, you know, we've been a little critical on him simply because, you know, you used a pretty high draft pick on this kid. And we like to see him. He actually had a pretty good ball game. Champ Bailey, according to Bronco coaching, has been out again. They're trying to save him for, you know, what's going to be coming down the path in the next month. But here's, again, third news flash of this broadcast, people. If you're not playing to win, if you're not stepping on necks, busting kneecaps, there's not going to be a game in January.
Yeah, here's a couple concerns I have on the defense, and you brought up Champ Bailey. We talked a little bit about it last week. Hey, Jack Del Rio and some of the Bronco coaches have thought, hey, Champ should be playing by now. And when I see poor Webster out there trying his best, and some of those passes you got to give Rivers credit for. He was pretty close to him, and he's doing a good job. He gets hurt. He's playing through that injury. And where's Champ Bailey? Champ's sitting there with the suit on the side or wherever he is, inactive for the game. Again, no, he didn't have the reconstructive surgery that J.D. Walton had. He didn't have to go have his foot freaking flipped totally sideways like Cooper did. He's got a little foot injury. All right, we get you're a Hall of Fame player. Time to quit waxing off all your awards in the past and find a way to get in the game. I know that's going to piss off a lot of Bronco fans. They're going to say it's not respectful of Champ Bailey. But hey, guess what? He's got to be out there. Your team, this is your closest chance late in your career to go to the Super Bowl. You got a guy out there that's young, giving it his all, and even though the coach and the doctors have given you a thumbs up, you've self-selected out. That bothers me.
Well, and I get it, you know, and
really bothers me.
It is something that, but again, you know, this you can't hang this crappy performance on Thursday night on any particular one.
It was so,
you know, when you talk about a team loss, including the coaches, once again, and how many times have we said about special teams? If the ball is inside the 10, you let it go.
Get a megaphone. Yeah, exactly.
You know what
Get a megaphone out there right next to Trendon Holiday's face in practice. Put him at the 10. Have Cole quit. And if he goes back and catches anything past the 10, what are you doing? You know, somebody has got to wake that guy up. I don't get simple outhouse logic that these players can't freaking come up with. Trendon Holiday, not that hard. Finally, Trendon Holiday is going to get a kickoff late in the game. He's been struggling. He may redeem himself. Kicks right in the chest. Bubbles it. I mean, now you're starting to see. We couldn't understand it before, right? We couldn't understand. How did we get Trendon Holiday?
Well, the blunders,
how did that happen last year? You're like, oh my goodness, he's great. He's so awesome. How could they give him up? Now we're seeing why. Cuckoo head.
Well,
come on, buddy.
But it is, you know, it is what it is. And when things go wrong, they go really wrong. And again, all facets of the ball, all common knowledge, all play calling, special teams, offense, defense, coaching, replay. You know, if you're going to wad a piece of crap into a ball, at least it was a very well-shaped, very uniform ball shape.
It was.
And the Broncos now, on the other side of this Thursday night game, now have 10 days to get themselves right The one thing about
maybe Houston's going to go complain this next week.
Yeah,
I bet they're going to complain. Hey, the Broncos had 10 days to prepare, and we only had 6 days.
Right.
That's what poor leadership will happen.
Right.
No, I think they'll go out there. We're going to play hard. And hey, one last thing: quit the experiment without Wesley Woodyard. All right, I don't know what's going on down there. I don't even care if he hasn't played as good as his almost Pro Bowl year last year.
Right.
It's a little late in the game to be pulling Wesley Woodyard out and experimenting, all right? I don't know if you're trying to teach him a lesson. We need him in there. Sure, he's going to have bad plays. Same with Champ Bailey. I thought the game that Bailey played a couple weeks ago, yeah, he got beat a little bit, but that's expected, all right? Let him get out there. Let him make some plays. So get Woodyard in the lineup, all right? I think he deserves to be there. We're going to need him. We need Champ Bailey desperately.
Right. We needed Derek Wolfe, too, obviously, back up on the front line again, that disruption. But looking forward to next week. We're going on the road to the Texans. They have their own set of problems, obviously, with their piss-poor record. Gary Kubiak, who is obviously beloved not only in the great state of Colorado, but us here at Bronco Planet as well. And another old name to us, Wade Phillips, taking over temporarily. So it'll be a game that certainly, again, another test because the Texans, you talk about a team snake bit this year. It's the Houston Texans. Absolutely. They've got talent on that team in spades. They lose a guy like Arian Foster for the year, but you still have an Andre Johnson. The quarterback situation is a coin toss week to week, but that's still a pretty talented team. What makes me a little nervous is that they're just talented enough to hang another loss on Denver.
For sure.
And this is if it's time to push the panic button, Denver, now's the time. You can't afford to lose one more game.
Where's that momentum you hear about
exactly.
all the time?
We've already lost home field advantage by virtue of the loss.
Unless the Patriots
to New England, right. But if the season ended today, New England's got home field advantage.
Yep.
You have to look at the Chiefs, who are now what, Chad? Tied with us.
Yep.
So there's a lot to play for. So I think it's prudent. I think it's okay to officially push the panic button for the Broncos. Simply because this next 4 or 5 weeks. Granted, there's only 2. Denver, one way or another, Denver's going to the playoffs. I mean, certainly, but you obviously always want the best case scenario. That best case, especially when the weather is bad, you want that home field advantage.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So I think you're right, though, in Houston. I think, J.J. Watt, one of the best players in all the NFL. You got Andre Johnson. You got to start. Hopkins is good. You look at that tight end who filled in for Daniels. Garrett is doing great. So, I mean, that is a team. You better be paying attention. They better get your problems fixed. But we've been rambling and ranting and pissing and moaning.
Yeah, we're just not used to doing these kinds of shows. Even a Bronco win, we're going to call it like we see it. We're not going to homer ourselves so bad to where you overlook the bad stuff. But I mean, honestly, it was hard to find anything good last Thursday night's football game. And once again, to quote you from a few weeks ago, one thing that drives us crazy is that you learn from this game and you move on. Well, honestly, we've had some big letdowns, not only this year but last year with Baltimore. If that lesson isn't learned, it's never going to be learned. So, quit with the lip service and let's just go to work.
All right, we got some prize monkey coming your way. We don't recognize in games that we lose, but last week we talked about giving away some prizes, so we're going to do that right now. Cue the monkey.
Prize monkey, that monkey's funky.
Say what?
Prize monkey, that monkey's funky.
All right, folks, this is something we don't normally do coming off a loss, but tis the season to give away great swag. The Prize Monkey has come back with a couple of great prizes for a couple of great people out there. You saw it last week, the signed, autographed Haven Moses, Riley Odoms, went old school, Shad. I like where your head's at on this deal. Who's the big winners?
Well, we're going YouTube this week, Danny. We got James Brown.
Right.
Not the Godfather of Soul, James Brown, the YouTube version, yes.
Much better.
And Chris Solis. These are a couple guys that have been watching for a while. They always comment. We love it. We like to hear your feedback. And we're going to throw in a little bonus for the boys
a little
on
stocking
YouTube.
stuffer.
A little United in
a little
Orange.
something to wipe away that stink off a Thursday night.
Tears that I had.
Right.
And then we had a special prize that we were so excited to give away. Oh, look at this. A great bobble guy. Champ Bailey, future Hall of Famer. But no, Champ, oh, my little foot. It hurts. I can't play.
So, new standing rule here at Bronco Planet, folks. No play, no prizey.
And hey, don't send us a bunch of things.
Right.
We get it. Champ Bailey's going to the Hall of Fame. But guess what? We need you now. You need to win a Super Bowl. Champ, poor Webster's out there dying on the vine. We need you, Champ. I think he'll come back and play well in the playoffs. We'll forget about it. But for now, come on, Champ. Toughen up, man. Toughen up.
We got 10 days to get all this stuff figured out before the next game. So until then, happy holidays from all of us to all of you. He's Shad. I'm Danny. You guys are watching Bronco Planet. And girls, we hope. We're multi...